Jaxson Robinson doesn't remember a time in his life without basketball. That's because he was born into it. Jackson's mother, aunt, and grandmother were all Americans. Jackson's grandmother, Nancy Robinson, was a star at Murray State College in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. Although she was responsible for scoring, Nancy had the heart of a defender, a feistiness she passed on to her daughters and Jaxson.
Really hard work and effort. So she was a scrappy player. Everyone said, tough defender, hard-nosed, just get in there, work hard. And that's the thing for him. She always is like pushing him to, do the dirty work. She was a dirty work player.
She started her college career at Southwest Missouri State and transferred to Southeastern Oklahoma State, where she and her sister Crystal are now in the Hall of Fame. In her senior year, Brandi earned Division II All-American honors and helped lead the Savages to the Division II Women's National Basketball Tournament Finals.
I wasn't a great offensive player. I wasn't a great shooter, but one thing I could do was play defense.
How hard was it to score on Brandi? Ask her older sister Crystal.
On the block was nothing I could do with her. And she was a good defender. Yeah. So she could guard me. So I couldn't.
Crystal Robinson was an All-American at Atoka High School and a 3-time NAIA First Team All-American and the 1996 NAIA National Player of the Year at Southeastern Oklahoma State, where she still is the all-time leader in points, rebounds, assists, and steals, and was drafted number 6 overall in the 1999 WNBA draft by the New York Liberty. In her rookie season, Crystal led the WNBA and made 3-pointers.
She's the same as me, shooter. Just shooting it from anywhere, really quick.
Crystal played her final 2 seasons with the Washington Mystics before retiring in 2007 to become an assistant coach. Now an assistant for the Chicago Sky, she has spent the last 17 years in the profession, coaching in the pros, college, and even at her old high school, Atoka. At every stop, she's always made time for her star pupil, her nephew, Jaxson.
Good hustle. Time out.
Jaxson was born on December 3, 2002, the only child of Brandi and James. From the start, it became clear he had his aunt's knack for scoring. When he was 2, Brandi got him a little Tyke stand-up basketball hoop.
And I put it together and I gave him the ball and he kind of looked at that ball for a second and then he just shot it with perfect form, and I immediately called my dad and I was like, you have to come see this.
At age 4, Jaxson started playing in a rec league. While most kids were still learning how to dribble, he was already firing off shots, to the point that during one game, James called Brandi for him.
I wasn't at the game. His dad called me and said, he has only shot 3s the whole game. I don't know what to do. And I was like, when they call timeout, tell him to stop. Tell him to pass the ball and stop shooting 3s.
Brandi and Crystal cultivated Jackson's love for the game throughout his childhood, taking him to the gym for extra workouts and lessons. Learning the game from 2 women gave Jaxson a different perspective. Instead of focusing on speed and athleticism, they taught him the game from the ground up, putting special emphasis on fundamentals, form, and footwork. As Jaxson grew older, his aunt became more involved, coaching his travel team for 3 summers. Although Crystal had plenty to keep her busy, she seized the opportunity to toughen her nephew up. Having reached the pinnacle of the sport herself, she knew that she had to push him if he was going to do the same, even if he didn't always like it.
We had our moments, we had our arguments, but I think it all paid off in the end. I think it was really good for me.
When Crystal joined the Dallas Wings coaching staff, Jaxson came and practiced with the team one summer. It also opened his eyes to how physical basketball at that level is, a message his aunt continues to harp on to this day.
Just being aggressive. I think that was something that I had always struggled with as a kid, just trying to figure out, like I said, my game. But I think now just being a little bit more assertive, just offensively and defensively.
It's like 24/7. I was either at the high courts and the dirt courts. I took the rims off my bikes and knocked the spokes off of them, nailed them to trees. Like, basketball was all consuming for me, like almost like a sickness. Like, that's I tell people all the time. And I think Jaxson may have that too. Sometimes when I played, I was so focused on being great that sometimes it wasn't fun.
In high school, Jaxson established himself as the best player in Oklahoma and a top 40 4-star prospect in the 2021 class. In January 2020, he committed to Texas A&M, picking Buzz Williams' Aggies over Arkansas, Houston, Oklahoma State, and Tulsa.